2 seconds, 1 second. Morgan Williams will throw the basketball in the air. And then there were 4. And Mississippi State is going to be one of them. The wait is over, friends. The Bulldogs continue to make history. They're going to their first Final Four next weekend in Dallas.
And the Lady Bears are heading back to their cave as the Mississippi State women's basketball team made history this weekend, making their first appearance to the Elite Eight and advancing to the Final Four. With 22.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter, MSU's Morgan Williams made a layup to tie the game. Baylor center Christy Wallace lost the ball with 3.4 seconds left under the Bears' basket, and with the steal from Morgan Williams, the game went into overtime. The Bulldogs won in overtime, 94-85, thanks to a big performance from Morgan Williams, who scored 12 of her 41 points in overtime.
What did I tell you? Eagle? Eagle. Pink. Or pink?
Eagle, baby! There's a bunch of eagles in here.
You guys were amazing. You talk about toughness. You talk about resilience. That's how we're built. When we went to overtime, I knew it was over.
And Morgan Williams definitely soared like an eagle to new records and career highs despite her lackluster performance earlier in the tournament. During Williams' first 3 games, she only scored 11 points. But against Baylor, she almost tripled those points as she set her career high with 41 points. Not only did she lead the team in scoring, but her assists helped her set a record for MSU. She currently has 470 career assists. Morgan also set a record for most points scored by an SEC female athlete in an NCAA tournament. Morgan is now ranked number 3 in women's greatest performances during NCAA tournament. 10 straight, that's how many Final Four appearances Gino Aruma has led the UConn women's basketball team to. The Huskies played Oregon Monday night and looked once again unstoppable, putting up 90 points and securing their 111th consecutive win. Many people thought that UConn would have a down year after losing 3 of their first best players a year ago, but they have proven people wrong as they've shown and are still a basketball juggernaut. For the first time since 2006, the men's Final Four team will have 3 first-time coaches there. Frank Martin with North Carolina, Mark Few with Gonzaga, and Dana Altno with Oregon. North Carolina, who is seeded number 1 in the South, has made it to the Final Four 5 times now. Gonzaga and South Carolina, who have never played against each other, will face off this Saturday at 5 p.m., while Oregon and North Carolina will play roughly 40 minutes after the end of that game. The SEC has had the most wins out of any of the other leagues. So will North Carolina pull out, or will one of these first-timers win the game? Mississippi State's baseball team got off to a slow start in SEC play. Take 30 Bryce Thurman went out to the Dew this weekend to see if they could bounce back against Tennessee.
Mississippi State's men's baseball team looked to bounce back this past weekend after starting off SEC play 0-3. The Diamond Dogs hosted Tennessee for MSU's SEC home opening series. The Bulldogs took away wins both Friday and Saturday and looked to bring out the brooms and sweep Tennessee on Sunday. Tennessee jumped on the pitching of Jake Mangum early and got out to a 1-0 lead after the top of the first inning. The Bulldogs continued to ride their hot bats, which accumulated 46 total hits on the weekend and put up a 4-run bottom of the first. The Bulldogs starting pitcher Jake Mangum made an early exit, throwing 2 2/3 innings and giving up 3 earned runs. The Bulldogs' relief pitching has been a bit of a question this season, but it was helpful for them to pitch with an early lead.
Especially when we get leads like we have, it gives them confidence. They can come in with a lot more confidence, and if we're down or even tied or if it's a close ball game, getting big leads and gives them more confidence.
Getting leads was not an issue for the Dogs this weekend as they scored a total of 26 runs to the Volunteers' 12. The Bulldogs were led by the hitting of Jake Mangum and Brent Rooker. The two combined had 13 hits and 12 RBIs. Rooker continued his hot streak and belted 2 home runs over the weekend and bumped his batting average up to .424 for the year. The relief pitching from Mississippi State on Sunday, a usual uncertainty, kept the Volunteers out of the game and only allowed 1 run. Riley Self came into the ballgame and threw 2 2/3 innings to record his 3rd win. The Bulldogs will head to Oxford with high expectations this weekend as they face the Rebels.
We're getting hot at the right time, Ole Miss are rivals, and we're going to go out there and beat them.
While the weekend was not the brightest for the Dogs, a rain delay pushed the men's match back into Sunday. After a hard-fought match, Ole Miss managed to come out on top. The men's lost to a lower-ranked Ole Miss team, 4-2. While the match was dark and dreary, number 8 ranked Junior Borges collected his 14th singles win this season, keeping the player in the right frame of mind to finish the season on top. After ending their 10-game win streak, the Bulldogs will keep their heads up high as they stretch for a winning season.